Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Tales Beyond the Tier. I will be your host. My name is, as you can see on the screen, Daniel Morell, aka Dan. I just want to thank you all for tuning in so far. The chat's already going. People are already talking about mining, so I can see everybody's still excited about what we've got going on. And I for one, am very happy to be here once again. It's been a little while since we've done a live stream, so happy to be here, happy to be around. As you can see, we've got the lovely single casting couch in the back. But without further ado, let's bring on our guests and introduce everyone. Those you may know, those you may not know, but household items here at the ASM team. Taking it over to you guys. Welcome, welcome, guys. Happy to have you. Let's see how many of you were
Hey,
muted.
hey, what's
There we go.
doing?
Hello, hello.
Oh, there we go. Is that working now?
It's
Cool.
working. It's working. You're
Yeah.
here. You're here.
Excellent.
Look, this is how we like to do smooth intros around here. At least one person has to stay muted, or else it's not a proper show.
Yeah, and I'm happy to take that bullet. That's fine. Take
Look,
one for the team.
look, normally it's me. At least I didn't go through a whole show intro muted. That would have been awkward.
As I just looking at Steve's ominous blinking light there. I feel like I don't want to mess up on this stream for some reason.
It's watching you. Careful.
Exactly. Everything you do is now watched by the ominous blinking light. But I mean, let's go through some quick some quick introductions to start us off. Obviously, David, CEO and co-founder of Altered State Machine. David, give me a one sentence about who you are and your life as we know it.
I am the founder and CEO of Altered State Machine, which is a protocol for non-fungible intelligence in the metaverse.
Perfect. Short and sweet. I like it. And our lovely Steve Kraus, those of you may not know him, he is ASM's lore master. If you do keep up in the Discord, you will know him as, I believe, Epic Quill.
Yep, Epic Will. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good. Give me a one sentence. Who you are, what you're about, Steve.
Voice actor, world builder, and lore master here at ASM, with the intention of involving community in the building out of what we do here as much as we possibly can.
Beautiful, nice, and to the point as always with our team here. Now, I just want to bring up David's background. I'm already getting flack for the fact that my background isn't cool, so I feel like I need to do something. I'm just gonna end up hiring. I'm just gonna start drawing on my walls, I reckon. But David, what are we looking at?
You're looking at nothing. There's nothing there
There's nothing
at
there.
all to
Wow.
look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Just,
nothing there.
I'm probably going to get somebody to yell at me for this one because I just picked it up out of the work in progress file
Mm.
for upcoming arenas. So yep.
And look, end of the day, it was you did it on accident. You didn't know, it was accidental. It's too late to take
Yep.
it off now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really cool. So,
It does look cool. I like it.
me too.
So we have some moving parts behind David and a ominous blinking light behind Steve.
This thing, every time I stream or I'm on Zoom at work or something like that, someone is always making a comment on it. I want to put like two little red dot eyes above it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should change it
I
every
just
sort of
move it
month.
closer to the camera
Every time we stream, it just gets a
a
little
little
bit.
bit closer. Yep.
That's
I just want to say what an honor is to be on stream with you, Steve. I've been a big fan of your Twitch channel, even Dale, for a little while now. And just a little bit of a shout out and a plug for that. Anybody who is watching this, if you want to jump over there at some point, really cool content. Love watching it, and
Holy crap.
highly recommended.
Thank you, man. That's really something. You and I talk, but we don't talk frequently. So and usually it's very pointed conversation. It's usually about, hey, what do you think about, or this kind of, and this is so chill, so relaxed. It's like I get to discover what you're really about now. So this is cool. I'm happy with that, and thank you for the plug. And also just you're my I know that you're my number one fan. So thank you.
It's all right. I've got to be someone's number one fan.
I remember when David was my number one fan. How times have changed. He's moved on.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
He's moved
That
on.
was
It's
just
fine.
awkward. I
It's
made that
fine.
awkward.
You know, it's all good. Like it's okay. You know, sometimes content creators fall off, and you know it's fine. It's all right. I'll move on. I'm just gonna
Maybe it
sip
could be
from this.
anyone's number one.
Well, yeah. He could be many people's number one fan. You know, I'm doing some copium right now. I'll be okay. But on with the show. We've got a couple things to go through today. For those that you don't know, Tales from Beyond the Tier will be a regular show that Steve will be doing. I think I'll generally be the host here. We'll likely get many guests on to go through lots of different factors of the lore in the world. Steve, do you want to give us sort of a quick synopsis of what Tales from Beyond the Tier means, what it's for?
Anybody that has gone into the Cortex on the ASM website would already know what it is if you watch the story. It was a high frequency light that attracted some seekers. And it turns out that high frequency light was coming from some place unknown, through a tear in the fabric of reality of this universe. So, Tales from Beyond the Tear is kind of like an allegory. It's tales of us. In a way, we're kind of like on this side of the screen, right? And I'm referring to the community as well. So, Tales Beyond the Tear is a storytelling platform where the community and ASM are going to come together to create the world. And we're going to do that in like an improvisational yes and fashion, as well as using Discord. And I've got a little bit of a drop for you guys a little bit later on if some of you are up on Discord. So we'll talk about that later.
All right, that's the hook. You got to. I mean, you have to stay tuned in now, right? You can't go anywhere. I love it, Steve. This is where I click the play ads button, and we just roll this out for as long as possible. Yeah, so thank you for the breakdown, Steve. And I guess the first point of call is we've just launched Mining Cycle 2. The Cortex has had quite a lot of upgrades to it. There's been a few changes that you may or may not have seen if you haven't jumped in this cycle. But we're going to have David take us through essentially how to mine, what's new, how it looks, and we're gonna do a little exploring. So I'm going to take you to David's screen, and we're gonna do magical transition to the wrong one and then the right one.
Are we getting the star wipe?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a star wipe.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know,
right.
like
I refuse to do this live stream without the star wipe. So.
It's gonna become permanent if you say that. I'm not getting it changed or upgraded or nothing.
Love it.
But yeah, so we can see what you're doing now, David.
Cool. Okay, right. Sweet. Okay. So I was having a quick chat on the stream, and I got a suggestion that I get something from the Eye of Ruin and try and get it ascended from the Eye of Ruin. So I've actually got a cunning plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to OpenSea. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Yep. I'm going to go to Eye of Ruin, and then I'm going to select a ascended genus, and then start looking at some of the coordinates on these guys. So we've got 0410, 0380.
So you're really deep diving into where they've come from to find the what is it, the ley lines? What are the, I can't remember what they're called now.
0380. Looks like there's some consistency here. Okay. 0351. There's 2 hit on the 0380. Okay, cool. Cool.
I've just got to say too, as everyone can probably tell from the plaid shirt and the side fringe, this is my favorite area. It's the big emo brains that there's got to be a game where like being sad is a trait in the genome, and the black sad brains just have to be better at it. They 100% have to be sadder than the rest.
I'll write that in.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the emo trait.
Call it canon. It's canon now, emo brains.
Okay, so 0380, 038. Where are we? 038. So I reckon if I maybe try over here at 038 and then just go super wide.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
that's some
super wide.
radius.
Yeah, getting some radius up in here.
Mhm.
I'm going to do a sweep as actually too, so I need to reduce the radius if I'm going to do a sweep.
15 by
yeah,
2.
okay. Yeah. 15 by 2. Yeah, that sounds good.
All
I'm
right.
going to hit mine now. I've assumed that I've missed out on some more pieces that I'm supposed to be showing everyone by going straight into the mining. But I just wanted to give that a go.
It's fine.
Hmm.
End of the day, we're here to just watch you spend Asto energy. You know, that's what we're here for. Do you
I just want to get popcorn.
Yeah, we're just chilling now. It's
Okay. All right.
yeah.
It's done. We're going to see what happens.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is refresh the page in case I missed out on some more stuff that I was supposed to do, or am I supposed to go back to the index? Okay, explore.
You're not supposed to do anything, David.
Okay.
It's just to take us through the mining, really. There have been some changes to the map. Obviously, there are some more areas that have been discovered and updated. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Are we up to 3 areas or on the map now that are showing?
That have been revealed.
Yeah.
And you can take a look at the Cortex. It's been a hot minute since I've been up there, but I want to say that we have 1, 2, 3. I believe it is 3 regions that have been revealed.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I know we're
All
going
right.
over 2 of them today.
Let's jump in and have a look. So we've got obviously a Mega City was the first one to get revealed. So this was the first. This is the first piece of lore of Illyria that you had produced, essentially, Steve, right?
No, this was Josh had done this.
This is Josh. Okay,
Yep.
all right, awesome. So this is in the handover period between the two of you. This one came out. So the lore cards, I assume, is a new piece of functionality.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the 2 regions we're looking at today?
We're going to be looking at this one, Mega City, and then we're going to take a look in Wild Sprite.
Okay, cool. Want to take us through Mega City?
Sure. Yeah, let's do this. So for those of you, if you can't read the lore card, hold on, let me pull it up on my side.
Let me bring up yours. Do you want me to bring up your screen, Steve?
Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Let's switch over.
All right, I'll switch it now. Nothing sensitive on the screen.
Nothing sensitive there.
Beautiful. Oh, there's more info now. Here we go. You can see more now.
Alrighty. And let's see. Hold on. What happened? Get back up. Okay, cool. Windows just decided to do Windows stuff on me. 1 second. Let me move this over here. Put this back up. Where are you? Can you see the screen?
I can see your screen, yes. I
Excellent.
Can see Mega City.
Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. So here we are. Let me get this thing up here. Alrighty. So Mega City, as a lore card currently says, housing some of Illyria's oldest landmarks and technological achievements, this sprawling cosmopolitan city is the most populous region on the continent. Within and between its towering landscape lies some of the most illustrious of football arenas, all as diverse as the inhabitants. As varied as the all-stars who inhabit it, so are the challenges the residents must face. In East Haven, which would be over here, in East Haven, the creep presents an encroaching threat from Grezendul, and Westgate's old city politics are in danger from growing gangland activity. And in the old Cordis district, the birthplace of all-star football, portals to places unknown have been reported. So Mega City is this place that is really it is meant to be cosmopolitan. One of the questions that was asked on Discord is who is it that lives there? Does the world of Illyria? This is the continent of Alsharan. This is different. And does the world of Illyria have prescribed areas where certain all stars live, depending upon properties? The answer right now is no. Your all-star comes from wherever you say your all-star comes from, and that's it. So that is Megacity.
So the Cordis district. I don't know. So this is sort of Old Town, as you're saying. This is where the megacity sort of sprung from.
Exactly. Yeah, it went from like a port. I was like, okay, let's go from the port area and then have it begin spreading out. And then we saw this river that just naturally defines a border. And then we decided to build out 3 separate, distinctly different culturally as well districts.
That's awesome. I just always amazed by the depth that the law department goes into, all the really fascinating detail.
We can't even get into all of it.
Yeah, I know. Which builds out the world, literally the world that we're building. These little details, you'd be surprised how often they come up in conversation when you're talking about architecture of stuff.
That's
it's like,
fantastic.
What about this detail? What does the lore team have to say about that?
That's the cool part is that both internally and externally, the community, everyone has the right to ask questions. In fact, that's exactly how lore is built. It's built as a response. Why I kind of have an idea what how the world will respond, and after some time, you guys will have that too. So. Again, whether it's internal or external, ask questions. What is in this area that we've seen? This is exactly how lore is built out. And my answers usually are going to be, well, here's kind of what that area looks like. What do you think belongs there? And then we simply go from there. And the lore gets jotted down. So that's how it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I see Megacity as like the melting pot of society, right? Everybody lives there. It's the hustle and bustle. Started from a very sort of small port town where I guess trade happened because port town, fish and stuff. And also one of the islands looks like a whale. One of the little islands just off it, the little whale. Someone in the YouTube chat says Megacity looks like a ribeye.
A ribeye steak?
Yeah, which I can see. So we've got a little whale. That's a great that is a whale, right? Surely.
We're now going to call it Whale Island. That's now what you see how this works.
Right,
it's officially its name now.
All right,
Whale Island.
We can label
it. So
it.
that means okay. No, let's jump into that for a
He's got his
second.
hands going now. All right, yep.
Because that means that whales either exist on Illyria or all stars are aware of whale-like creatures from somewhere.
I mean,
so what is the
space whales
implications of that? Space whales.
Yeah.
Could be space whales, Dan.
I love that Steve's writing down our ramblings.
This is like nom 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 nom. Just give me this goodness. Space whales. I fucking love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what's the space whale from? I can't remember the name of the book.
Was it Hitchhikers?
Yeah, Hitchhikers. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Well, there was a whale in Hitchhikers, yes, but
but it was a space whale.
There's another series with actual space whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
I was watching recently. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Whale Islands, and space whales. Okay, cool.
Well,
whales.
It's fine. We can.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
All right. Should we go back to the Cortex and have a look at the other area we're going to take a look at?
Yeah.
So we'll switch over. We'll jump back to David. He's looking at a bunch of spinning, loading brains ready to be unlocked.
So am I supposed to be taking people through this? Because I was just looking Just
I
wanted
mean,
to have a look.
if you like, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
so what's on the screen now is the inventory of the Cortex.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you could look through your Genesis brains, your Gen 2 Unearthed, and your Gen 2 Ascended, or just all of them at the same time. I believe when they're like this, it's showing that they are being mined currently, and then once
Yeah.
they become mined, they go into their full image, so you can see what they're made up of.
So these are the ones that I've just done
Mhm.
a little while ago, going through the mining process right now. But actually, I think what would be interesting to take a look at is if we go filter and we just have a look at all my ascend. These are all my ascended brains.
A lot of emo brains.
I like emo brains.
I mean, they're pretty dark.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so I'm going to click on this guy here. This one, I like this one. And if I go in here, watch that guy load.
Mhm.
So I love the colors of this one. If
That's cool.
we want to look at where exactly it came from on the map, I can click here on properties. I didn't know if you knew this, Dan.
I did not.
But if I click on properties,
Did you learn this from the chat when they told us how to do
Bam.
it just before?
maybe.
Maybe.
But bam, you can see here exactly where I got it from on the map, and you can see the area. So this is a sweep that I did, and it revealed in that little section there, which is a pretty cool feature. How I like to generally do this. So my strategy is, I'm trying to reveal as much of the map as possible. So I usually just go really wide on my sweeps. Pick an area that's unrevealed and just go really wide.
So you're doing
As you
it.
can
You're doing
see,
it for the homies.
I'm doing it for the homies, but also, I want to see these. The sooner we reveal areas, the sooner we get to hear new lore about those areas from Steve and the team. So that's the thing that gets me excited. So as you can see, my previous location's just shaking out big chunks of the map and revealing areas, which is cool. I reckon this has got to be one of the least mined areas, right?
I think there was a lot of icy brains right at the start of mining cycle 1.
Mhm.
So I think once a lot of people did it, people were like, all right, let's go find other stuff. So they kind of gave up on that sort of top edge of the map.
And the ever popular Aya Ruin. And how do you pronounce this area? Is it
Grezendul?
The purple
Grezendul.
area?
No,
Yeah,
the
but
brown.
you have to say it with like that. It's Grezendul.
Grezendul.
There you go.
Did I get it?
He's got it. He's got it.
Grezendul. Gotta get that.
Yeah.
Grezendul.
Put an oomph into
Okay.
it.
All right. Put some oomph into it.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular region, I hear.
It's also probably going to be the
Grezendul.
last one revealed, but the way that we're determining the reveals,
Yeah.
I believe this is still the way that we're doing it. Once 80% of the region has been mined by the community, then we pull out the reveal card.
I see. Cool.
I don't even know if we told them that. You heard it here first, folks.
There you go.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Oh, there's Whale Island.
Yeah, see? Well, Island's revealed. Should probably get
It's
that
got-
labeled and get a card on it now, you know?
Yeah, this one looks like a bunny from like the back. It's like it's sitting down. It's a bunny that's sitting
A
down.
little bunny island.
Yeah, Bunny Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fluff Island, maybe.
All right.
Cool.
So where we're going to...
anything else you wanting me to show anybody while
Nah, I think we've gone through all of the updates. I think we're going to go into Wild Sprite.
Yeah, this is a fun region.
Yeah, so if you want to click that card, David.
I'm here? Oh yeah, sweet.
Bang, look at that. So this is how you can find out as well how many total brains have been mined in the area, your brains that you've mined in that area, and how many Ascended have been mined. I can't tell you how many Ascended are in each area because I don't know. And I don't know if anyone knows. I'm pretty sure they don't at this point. But, you know, basic strategy. If lots of brains have been mined and there's not a lot of Ascended that's been mined, I would assume that there's lots of them to find. But
I'm just gonna go and
I
look
don't
at some of the other
know.
areas.
You just want to
so we
click on
can
them now.
compare.
So what are we
yeah,
looking
so we're
at?
going to compare.
Yeah.
So this one, yeah, quite popular. Oh, this is interesting. So, Hakal Na,
Hakal,
Hakal,
yeah.
yeah, am I supposed to be? We're doing that right. Hakal Na, more brains mind, much less ascended.
Oh.
You see that?
So they could be hiding out. Well, it would make sense, right?
Yeah,
Because volcanoes, you got to dig deep to find them, maybe, because it's a
maybe.
volcano.
Mega
I'm just
City, what have we got
spitballing
here?
here.
Spitballing.
Yeah.
So what was
Wild Sprite's got less
Wild
mind.
Sprites?
Wild Sprite's got a lot of ascended.
A lot of ascended and Wild Sprite. That's interesting. I have
Hmm.
ruined comparatively as well. Only 1,500 from I have ruined, but 108 of them have been ascended so far. So that's quite high, actually. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would be 3,000 for 200 on that math, which is around Wild Sprite's number.
Yeah.
Wild Sprite's
That's
just the
interesting.
goat of ascended brains right now.
It is. Yeah.
It really is. All right, let's have Steve take us through Wild Sprite. I'm gonna switch
got
back
it.
to you, Steve.
Alrighty. Let me get my own card up. Okay, so as the Lord card here says, the verdant region known as Wild Sprite hides many secrets within the primeval shadows cast by the canopies of its forests. From the rolling hills of Listvale Thicket to the sprawling river plains of the lowlands, the region has resisted ecological change. Unlike the cosmopolitan megacity or the ever-changing seas of sand of Meliscore, Wild Sprite has remained a raw primal landscape of greenery and natural beauty. Some say the reason for this natural resistance to change is a primordial energy within the land that protects it. Others claim it is the forests themselves that act as the largest living organism. Whatever the case, there is one reminder to all that live within Wild Sprite that nature oversees all. Towering above even the highest of hills is a tree whose majesty is paralleled only by its mystery, one whose roots know no bounds of depth, the ancient oak known only as Thickroot. Now, for those of you that have been with me the past 2 days up on Discord in the channel of Lore and Order, some of you were walking through a forest. It was a beautiful forest. There were no civilizations anywhere around. And you came across a small metallic object, like a cube, with no seams. And on one side, as if it had been laminated into the metal itself, was a glyph. Some of you then took it and shined light down upon it, and the glyph began to take on a subtle glow. Some of you put that cube in fire, and it simply got warm. But then others took it and put it in water. And then when you took it out, you noticed that the water was beginning to become absorbed. Most of it simply dripped off. But then you were able to repeat doing that until eventually it became full. And then people started to, one person had said on Discord that because it also gives off a little bit of a hum the closer that it comes to your body, like a subsonic hum, not the kind that you can hear with your ear, but rather something that you can feel from inside. They wanted to hum back, and they were able to. And they asked a question. And what was that question? Are you of this world? It then pulsed with care, like a warm hug from an old friend. A concept resonates in your mind, informing you of its identity. The conclusion of that will be in Discord. But the cube now falls out of your hand, fueled by sun and water, and being of the element of earth itself. Roots begin to spread, and this, through your actions on Discord, is how the tree Thickroot came to be. The real question is, how did the cube get there? Well, that's for another time.
Oh my God, Steve! I've been on a journey, man. Holy shit!
So, so as you can see, everyone, Lore isn't just Steve, and it isn't just an ASM team or a wider team.
Ooh.
It's all of you. All of your responses in Discord are essentially canon now, right, Steve? That's the
Yeah,
story that's
that
happened.
that's the way it works. In much the same way that we all came up with Whale Island. Yeah, this is exactly how it works, and this is what Tales from Beyond the Tear is really meant to do. Web3 is about community first. It is about us all coming together in a decentralized fashion and everyone contributing to a massive body of knowledge. And that's what we're starting here.
Well
Beautiful.
said.
So if you guys do see future conversations happening in that channel, make sure to take part, because you may just happen to have the idea that becomes part of the storybook, you know. And it's always fun to be involved with building a story, not just, you know, seeing it happen from the outside or reading the book after it comes out, you know. It's
Absolutely.
you get to say, you know, I was. It's one of those things, right, where people really like to say I was there, or
It's
I had some input. It's fun to do.
it's the core principle of video games, which are based essentially based on most of them based on tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons and then old games that have been around with us since the beginning of history. Um, are all these sort of community participation, build the story together type stuff. And stories should be interactive in my way. It's the most interesting way to tell stories is having them interactive and being built by the people participating.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
and it just activates something primal in us, from that fireside, sitting around the camp, in front of the cave, sort of storytelling of our ancestors, and using the technology of today to expand that beyond the fireside, but and to the whole world, and getting input is really fascinating.
It's when I interviewed for this job, a little quick background. David was, of course, in one of the interviews, and when I got to know everyone on the team, a rumor had already hit me. So I need to find out if this was true or not. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Is it true that it's kind of a mandate, or at least highly suggested with force from you, that everyone learn how to play D&D?
Yeah. So this is okay. This is interesting. I had never played it in my life, until, was it beginning of this year, Dan?
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Yeah,
February
beginning of
this
this year.
Yeah.
I've been a massive video game nerd, for my entire life, since my dad brought home an Amiga 500 when I was 3 years old. Um, and we had Hybris and Outrun, I believe, were the two games that it came with. And my whole life I hadn't played any sort of tabletop games or Dungeons and Dragons, but I played a lot of video games that were inspired by those two genres. And I don't know why it took me so long to get around to doing it, but Dan invited me to play a game one day, and it dawned on me at the end of that game that this is what we've been doing with our community for the past year. We were already playing a game of D&D as we were developing the story and the world, that the All Stars live in. It was a form of, as you mentioned before, decentralized storytelling, right? We're democratized storytelling, and we've been doing it all along. So I highly encouraged everybody in the company to at least go and find out what D&D was, because it was really important to the way that we're building out the lore and building out the stories that people are interacting with.
It's funny that you say that. Hey, Dan, can we go full screen for a second?
As in, take your screen away?
No. Like, get rid of the screen share. Oh, cool. There
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, are we already back?
We're back.
Oh, we are. Okay. So, David, I have a question to ask you.
Far away.
First, Can you hear that?
Not yet.
Hopefully you can. I don't know if you guys out there can hear that. But you were warm and comfortable in your sleep. And then a light came on, waking you. The light hung above a field, illuminating a figure otherwise cloaked in the shadow of night. You're outside, and so is it. The figure began to whistle a low, wavering tune, one that danced back and forth randomly, and as it did so, you felt winds begin to pick up around your feet. Something was touching them. Do you look down at your feet by any chance?
Oh, bit of echo there. I don't know. Would I look down on my feet in this occasion? I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to look down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, you're standing on sand. And then you begin looking around. You didn't go to sleep in sand. In fact, you don't even really remember where you slept. But now you look up. The sky has become painted with impossible colors of varying darkened hues that is a shroud of night. The stars, so many of them, but that figure in the field, not there. You are alone now, and the whistling was nothing more than the wind. The blankets of your sleep that kept you warm were also no longer needed. For this air and the land that you've never seen before somehow feels familiar to you, and that alone provides you with warmth. Now, you don't recall also the hint of cinnamon on the air as your eyes adjust to the light provided by the stars. Again, so many stars and worlds above you. And you don't recall being in a desert. And then a sea of sand all around you shifted here and there like great beasts just under the surface in a magnificent waltz. What was more impressive was a glint of shimmer that filled not only the night sky, but also the very air around you, as if it had been filled with magic. And it moved, illustrating ways that the winds were blowing and informing you that the title of your D&D game, David, is The Sands of Meliscor.
That's awesome. Oh my god, I can't wait.
By the way, Carmen has already ordered you dice.
Oh wow, okay. That's wicked. Are we going to live stream these?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. And we're going to get some more ASM employees. We're all going to come together, and through this D&D game, we're now going to. Oh my god, how was my camera's frozen?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh well,
but it did freeze. I didn't want to interrupt the monologue, so I just told Chad it was frozen.
Oh god! All right, I'll see if I can figure that out. But yeah, we're going to get other ASM employees involved as well, and then we're going to go with a live stream.
That's awesome. We should have community members as well. Somehow, I know we can't have like all the community members because that would be thousands, but we should figure out some way to incorporate community members as well. That would be cool.
Absolutely, we'll get something going. I'm trying to fix my camera, but I can't. Oh well.
Yeah. If you just want to rejoin as a new source, I can add it in. That should fix it.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I have something for you in a moment.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Amazing. There you are, Steve. You're moving. Look at you. You're looking at you. All fixed. Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt the monologue. And with your camera's frozen, please start again. I figured it would be better to wait, but that's great. I think a lot of us have been wanting to play some more D&D, so it's great to hear that something's starting up. I know that part of the law department's inception, as David said, is because of D&D, and how we'd been doing that without him knowing it. So it's good to see it all come around, and we've got some big nerds in the company that will be very happy to hear this is coming.
I know Craig has got to be.
Oh, Craig's gonna be fizzing. Craig will be very excited, and myself and Obviously, I'm sure Josh as well.
I can tell you this much, David. I've already spoken with Ash. And
Oh,
we're clearing your calendar.
oh, it's
Hey.
good. That's not an easy task to do.
No, it's not. And however, we're getting it done. So yeah, there's a bunch of people that are kind of involved in this. So surprise.
That's a great surprise. I did not know that I was going to be the one getting the alpha and the surprise today.
You're dealing with Laura now. I have an entire world to work with. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. All right. I'm just having a look at what we wanted to go through today, and I believe we've covered a lot. I think the only other thing now is that if there are any questions that you guys have in chat surrounding lore, anything for Steve, or if you do want to pick David's brain about something, this is the Tales from Beyond the Tear though, so it's the lore one, not the Alpha Hunt David AMA. The Alpha Hunt Steve AMA now. Which David's just gonna prod Steve now all the time.
Yeah, basically.
Trying to keep a secret from David's hard enough, and trying to clear his calendar. It's impressive, Steve. You've done well.
It required a team.
Yeah, it does. It does. But any questions from the chat that you guys want to pop in, feel free, and we can get to them as well. Apparently, you should do audiobooks, Steve.
I get that. I don't have the discipline for it. You're sitting in a booth for up to 4 hours at a time. It's like that. I do video games and animation. I would love to do audiobooks. I just don't have the patience.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure there's plenty of games around that you could voice in. You know, spitball in here.
I have one.
I know I have at least 5.
Yeah, there's definitely a few around coming up. I think that you.
It's where I just got finished voicing one, but I'm not going to plug it here because that would be grossly inappropriate. So
is it an R? I mean, yeah, that's not a no.
It's not a Web3. Yeah, it's not a Web3 game.
I mean, if it's not a Web3 game, I'm happy as the host for you to do it because that's cool.
The point is that ASM hopefully will release some games, and I know that there's a bunch of people that want to do VO on it. So we'll see what route that goes.
Well, maybe we should do a send us your reels for our community, especially get community voice actors in. I think that would be a great way to involve community and stuff.
Absolutely. But speaking of involving community and communication, I have made a request. I'll let everyone know now. I don't yet have an understanding of how this is going to work, but fully understanding that Discord is not accessible for everyone. And one of the things that you, David, have really wanted to make known is this should be accessible to everyone. And that means that the communication to the lore department is going to open up, whether it's on a forum, email address, or something along those lines. You're going to be able to communicate with us directly, to send in ideas, to send in VO reels or other things like that, or whatever the proper channels are, whatever our request of the community is. We'll always tell you what the best way is, but lore will have a much more open way to communicate with us.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
Glad to hear that.
We've got a question. Did Steve work with the artists when creating the map?
No. I wish I did. I came on. I'm barely in 3 months. I came on. My first day was August 4. The map had already been created. Josh had done a fantastic amount of work on it, but the artist already had created this. So a lot of this was kind of practice. I had to create a story around those things that were given to me, rather than, it's so much easier to just play around in a field of imagination and decide on your own which way you want to go, because then you're the master of the story. But that's centralized. A story is centralized. You have one storyteller usually, right? But lore works very different. It's told from the outside. And so being given a map and saying, oh, are you kidding me? There's a giant tree here and other things that are all around, and you guys will see it as the world is explored. it necessitated story. And if you just pay attention to the artist's choice of colors, the placement of things, and where shadows fall, the story just kind of comes naturally from it. You just really only have to look at it to know. I was informed by it, but I did not work with them.
Awesome. Does the map have a hidden? Oh, sorry. Carry on, David.
I just want to expand on that a little bit. I think this is a really good example of internally how we are doing the same thing that we're doing externally with the community, because it was Josh, I believe Josh, the first lore master in the world, as far as I'm aware, and is now working with Project Tempest as Steve's come on and taken over those responsibilities. But Josh drew the first map in MS Paint, I believe.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
The first draft of it. So it came from the lore department, was sent through to the amazing our amazing artists, who then interpreted that MS Paint drawing into what you see here, and then has come back into the lore department under the guidance of Steve, and then expanded upon from there. So I just love the journey that piece of lore has gone on from, a comment from Josh to a MS Paint piece of art to a full-on map that now has levels of zoom, and we're starting to sort of dive into specific regions, to somebody who's starting to build worlds and do world building around these locations. I just love that journey that's gone on so far, and now the community is coming in, and we've just seen first piece of major community content onto the map with the world tree. Sorry, what was the tree's name again?
The tree's name is Thickroot.
Thickroot.
Yep.
Awesome. And I just love that whole journey from beginning to end.
Oh, we're not done with that journey. That's the fun part. Is that the story itself never ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's never an end to the story until you stop writing, right? So
no.
It's gonna be a while. Josh has also said that he has that first map still. So I've asked him to send it to me, and I might pop it in Discord later on. We'll do a side by side.
How about
we'll save
it through to me now, and I'll bring it up on my screen.
Josh, send it to David. As long as it doesn't say any of the names of the unrevealed areas, just double check that. But yeah, Josh, if you send it through to David, we can chat. David, let me know when you've got it, and I'll change the scene over. Going through a couple of more. Does the map have a hidden temple that has a leak like a sieve, David, button? So is there a hidden temple in the map, I think is the question.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Nice.
Cool. There you go. So again, yes, it does. Let's have a look. What is Steve's favorite place on the map, and which one would he stay away from?
Oh God.
And if you can't say the names, just say unrevealed.
No, I can say the names. Hold on, David. I don't have Cortex up. Is the lore card for the Outlands up?
No. The Eye of Ruin? No.
Now, Eye of Ruin is within Outlands. Yeah.
No, I don't think there is.
Okay, because it hasn't been mined yet. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite places is the Outlands, but that's because of its history, which I can't get into just yet. But I can promise you it is multi-level, and it's. I started off with the description of Megacity and then started going through, and I began to realize exactly how much potential this world has. So the more regions you reveal, the more information you start getting on the lore cards. Because I started developing stuff. So you look at Mega City, it's only like that long, and then you take a look at like Wild Sprite, and it's
Yeah.
like one of the more recent ones I wrote, and it's a lot longer. Outlands is probably my favorite, and you'll find out why. And during the next Tales from Beyond the Tear, we'll probably do Outlands. The one I would stay away from is also a tie for first place of Fave, which is Grezendul.
It is
That
spooky.
Grezendul is that's yeah, oh, yeah. That place is just it's spoopy.
I think that's where I've got the most of my brains from because I just love the black purple combo.
It's
It
my
just looks
favorite.
so good. Um, but yeah, shout out to Helen, leader of the Outlands, in the Discord. Should be very happy now. Maybe feeling a bit better about all of her brown brains. Which is good. Another one. This might be directed more to you, David. Will AFA gangs and ATOM clubs be able to base their clubhouses on the map?
So I can't go into detail about that right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can say from a pure story perspective, not affecting any kind of gameplay or anything along those lines. Reread Mega City.
Read the Mega City card on the Cortex for more information.
Yep.
Cool.
David. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Where's
so
it
I've
gone?
got the maps from Josh. I got the maps from Josh.
All right. Should I go to
there
your
we go.
Should I go to your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah,
We're shooting over. Please hold caller. Bang. Look at that. So this is where it all started. This is great. I remember seeing this when Joshua was over in New Zealand. Oh God, when was it? It was a while ago. Time is weird. This is great. I love this map.
And how close to that we got? That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's not too
Oh,
much.
that's the wrong one. I think that was the second
Oops.
version. That was it.
That's all right.
He's brought a little bit.
He's brought it back up, so it
Yeah.
can't be that bad. So this is the like slow upgrade.
Yeah. So you can see like some of the assets there. They're no indication. They're just like style indication, essentially. But yeah, I like looking at the evolution of the stuff. And then the next one's a zoom. Have we showed any zoomed in views yet?
There are 3 high-res maps.
Yeah.
And they are not the regions that we have today. But
Okay.
but we do have some.
Yeah, I have seen a high res version of this region. Yeah. Which is really cool because you can start to see all the detail over here. Yeah. That's a good choice.
Well,
That's I think Grezendul is like I want to reveal on Halloween if I had my druthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, we just
keen
need
for
people
that.
to mine it a lot for you to get your wish, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the coolest region, folks. Don't be frightened. Go do it.
Not
It's-
not financial advice
go.
from Steve. Just
Nope.
Yeah.
I'll put that one there for you.
No, absolutely.
I got you, Steve.
Have
I got you.
knowledge. Thanks, buddy. I have no knowledge of where anything is. That's not what I delve into. Those secrets are so locked away. I don't have access to them.
Most people, I don't. We've spoken about it before on AMAs, but a lot of that information nobody knows or one person knows. It's very much you just don't get to know because then if too many of us knew, we wouldn't be able to participate because you can't if you know the details. I can't.
Right.
You muted, David?
All right. There you go.
There you go. There we go.
Yep.
Welcome back.
So I'm just mining out the region with
But
yeah.
you're gonna run out of mining slots.
Yeah. We got one left, so I'm just gonna chuck it in there.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for. I just put Asto into the Linares machine on Cortex, and so I think I'm just starting to build up Asto energy. I think I only have 92,000, so I've not even been able to mine a brain yet. But that's how I get my brains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all right. You've got mining cycle 3 coming up in 80. I don't know how many days. I tried to guess
120.
something like that.
It's like 3 cycles of 60, isn't it?
Yeah.
120.
Yeah, so I think it's like 50 days away
180
then.
days.
Yeah, so it's about 50 days away.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm doing my part.
All right, David's done his part to get that area unlocked, so Steve can release it on Halloween. There's gonna be a whole department panicking right now because they're gonna be like, oh, is this gonna drive people to do this real fast now?
It's what we're prepared.
Oh well.
There's
Never mind then.
it's it's the lore card for it hasn't yet been written, but I know it's in there. And it's
There you go.
spoopy. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Halloween could be a fun time in a lot of places for sure. All right, we haven't really had any more questions coming through. I think everyone's pretty satiated with what we've given them. There's always the question of will David leak something during any sort of live stream format. I think you've done pretty well, David, today. I think you've held it pretty well.
I think I did leak some stuff accidentally, but
Did you? I don't think you did.
I don't think it's been picked up on. Okay, that's fine.
There you go. Someone can watch the VOD.
Okay.
Or don't.
Hey, there's one question in there from Reddit. Do you mind if I take it?
Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
no, yeah, fine.
About a wiki? Okay. So the question is there a wiki, excuse me, or open page where token holders can propose to add lore to places on the map? That is all part. I can't say yes or no to what exactly makes it out. But I can say that is part of my personal hope. I know that an external wiki is definitely in the works. An internal one is already well underway, and we are building up the basis of lore, and a lot of this is going to come from you guys too. We're building up that, and then you're going to see it up on a wiki, and yeah, people will be able to contribute. The manner in which people contribute has yet to be determined. I know that there are internal rumblings regarding that, but I don't have any more information on that, but it is certainly a hope of mine personally.
Yeah, having somewhere to have a big text dump kind of wiki lore building area would just be amazing. I think even just with over the last year, people talking in Discord, having ideas. I mean, there's so much stuff that they came up with that is now part of ASM, because it was a good idea. There's no reason to not take good ideas and use them. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up after I do my sick star transition, which everybody loves. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves the star transition. I don't want you guys.
As soon as I seen it, I was
just
I
captivated.
was in love. Yep.
All I'm saying is we've got animated backgrounds. We're cool little cutouts. I've got really nice brown doors behind me. It's great. It's all really, really, really good.
High quality stuff.
It's
Love it.
just the highest quality. I've got a ring light if I want to turn it on. If I want to be really high def, which I don't. We'll keep it chill. But I've had a great time, Steve. I'm really excited that D&D is happening. Please let me be involved. I'm a huge nerd. And, just beware, I am what has been coined a murder hobo. So I'm really annoying as a player. I will try and kill everything and everyone. Every NPC you've ever made is not safe.
There's a fun part about that. The way I tell stories, there are repercussions to actions.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
So murder hobos they quickly find out how much society doesn't like that.
Yeah, I tried to when Josh was running a D&D session for us, I tried to kill the shopkeeper, and he ended up being the hero of the town in old age that had started the town, and then he just beat me mercilessly. It was really vivid, and then I ended up in prison, and then they had to convince them to let me out, but I had to be led around on a chain like a dog and not let out of the team's sight. And then I died at some point and went to hell and then had to like fight my way out of hell. It was great. It was fantastic. It was a good time. There are real repercussions every time I do this, and I just roll with it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's fine.
I think that just goes to illustrate the exact reason why I wanted a dungeon master to fulfill this role is because you're experienced in taking wild, crazy things like that are completely unexpected. You cannot have planned for that sequence of events, no matter how hard you tried. You had to build a world that enabled it, but you could not have planned for that sequence of events.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what we were getting from our community was I'm not gonna have even a small percentage of the great ideas that are out there. The majority of things are going to come from our community, and we need somebody experienced in gathering those things and then fitting them into the world that's being created. And that was the precise reason for going down this path. And I think we're seeing the results of that play out nicely.
For sure. Great way to sign it off, David. Any final words from yourself, Steve?
It's been a journey, but I'm also beginning to realize that I've only now just stepped on the path, and what lies ahead is something that's going to. I'm going to be walking alongside, shoulder to shoulder, with thousands of other people who are just as capable of telling a story, and our inclusive nature, the manner in which I'm hoping to open the doors to lore in such a way that it's going to enable people from all walks of society and ability to be able to contribute in some fashion. So I have no idea what the hell's in store. I have no idea. And that is the most glorious feeling, is not knowing and just waiting to find that adventure. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
Likewise.
Stephen. We're all looking forward to going on to the adventure together. But thank you to David and Steve for joining us for the first session of Tales from Beyond the Tear, and thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a great time. We've gotten to see a lot of stuff. This will be a regular show. We will be announcing the sort of format and how often the show will be happening. I have been told some dates, but I just want to get them set in stone before I say them live, so then I'm held accountable for them and they might not be attainable. So we will make an announcement on when episode 2 will be and so on and so forth. But once again, thank you all for tuning in. That will be it from us at the Tales from Beyond the Tear.
Thanks, everyone.